In my ebook, Voices from the Inside, I discuss my correspondence with serial bomber Eric Robert Rudolph. And, I, of course, reproduce his letters to me. That is chapter 3 in that ebook. Now, there's a couple of interesting things in there. Now, one of them is that a lot of people didn't understand his first target. His first target was the Olympics. Now, I know somebody who is very conservative, a Roman Catholic, very strong abortion opponent, and really couldn't understand that first target. Why would he bomb the Olympics? Now, he later said that he came to regret it because of the fact that people didn't understand it. They thought it was just, kind of sort of random mayhem for the heck of it. He believed that the Olympics had socialist roots. He also wanted to embarrass the American government for allowing abortion. It was a combination of striking out at the socialist roots of the Olympics and wanting to embarrass the American government for allowing abortion that led to that bombing. Okay. Now, the other 3 bombings that he did were 2 of them of abortion clinics and one of them of a venue called The Other Side, which was a lesbian bar. Now, this brings up something very interesting, and that is the fact that logically, people who oppose abortion ought to be in favor of directing sexuality in ways that don't lead to pregnancy. I have pointed this out frequently, that, if you want to decrease abortion rates, you have to decrease unplanned pregnancy rates. And one of the best ways to do that is to direct sexuality away from the sex act that gets people pregnant. So logically, they should be in favor of same-sex relationships because nobody gets pregnant. But they don't. Now, they tend to be very bitterly against it. How do we make sense of this? I think that there's a couple of reasons, and one of the main reasons is that there's a sense in which engaging in same-sex relationships is getting away with something. You get to have the pleasure, the intimacy, without the responsibilities of pregnancy. Now, one reason why I think some women, conservative women, might be against lesbianism is that they believe that lesbians are getting away with something on a double sense because they feel that, sex is supposed to be exploitive of women. Sex is supposed to involve those quote unquote beastly men. And sex between women, because it doesn't sacrifice the female in the same sense. Again, you're getting away with something. And that's why they kind of think that society has to stigmatize it and even punish it. Okay, but anyway, Eric Rudolph, I think, like a lot of extreme conservatives, has a kind of yearning for a 1950s America or even a pre-1950s America. And maybe not even so much for a 1950s America, but an ideal of a 1950s America. Not as it actually existed, but as it was portrayed on, you know, Leave It to Beaver and Ozzie and Harriet. As it was depicted in, fictional renditions of it. And so those are just some of my thoughts that are out there.